Okay, we're recording.
Hello, world.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Good. Are you talking to me?
Not you.
I didn't think so.
But I guess...
She never asks me how I'm doing, so...
Yeah. Well, but you're doing good today?
Yep. You would know because we've spent the entire day together, as usual.
That's right. Hope cut my hair today.
I did.
I love it.
I'm slowly turning into like an at-home...
Look how good you did. It's like
Do you guys see how good I did?
Do you see that?
Well, I mean, you styled it nicely.
Well, but you can, like, it styles nicely because it's trimmed and it's healthier.
Yeah, it was just
like,
a trim.
The uniform and, like,
I didn't go crazy.
I had some really serious split ends.
Yeah.
We don't really get our hair cut around here that often.
I just don't ever feel like it.
Yeah, but every time I do it, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make this a regular thing.
And,
every 6 weeks.
It's expensive.
It is, and I like going to the salon, but like
I do like getting my head washed.
Yeah, that is a nice
thing.
Like
a nice massage.
Yeah, and I go to the salon and they always have free coffee, and it's just always a good experience there.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Urban Betty. They already know. They know we live in Austin, but you don't know which one I go to. There's 2 locations.
Ooh.
Yeah. Really raising the stakes here.
Yeah. If you figure it out, good job. There's nothing in it for you.
Just kidding.
We will do nothing.
That's right. You can come stare at us. We're not gonna have anything to offer. We're gonna high five, maybe.
No, I don't know. Social distance high five. You can air high five us from
the ground
balcony.
Yeah. That's it though.
That's it.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
What's up, Hope?
What's up, Lindsay?
I don't know.
We've had a bit of an oat milk issue in our apartment.
Let us open by saying, it's Hope's fault.
It's not. It kind of is my. I mean, I guess I started it. So, I have eczema, and there's some stuff out there that says not drinking or eating dairy is supposed to help kind of alleviate like eczema, and I have flare-ups every now and then. You're really getting to know me right now, my whole medical history. So I was trying to do like no dairy. Spoiler alert, it did not work. Not that doesn't work, but like I just can't not have dairy. I just really like dairy. But I bought oat milk to try and still have some sort of milk, but just not dairy. And I convinced myself for about a day and a half that I liked it. And then...
What were you, like, using it in that you thought you liked it?
I just had a glass of it at first, and I was like, oh, it kind of just tastes like oatmeal.
Wow.
Like, unflavored oatmeal, no sugar or anything. It was fine. I tried it in oatmeal, and the oatmeal didn't thicken. I don't know if that was my fault, or, like, it's something in the oat milk that's not,
Well,
Exactly.
I mean, if I'm being honest about oatmeal, I do have a lot of user error times where it just doesn't work.
But like I've never had the issue of it not thickening at all.
I have.
Okay, well,
I don't know.
Then
it'll just be
maybe
like
it was me.
Oatmeal floating in like water or like regular milk, and I'm like, what went wrong?
I don't even mind that, but that's because I enjoy the milk, and I don't enjoy oat milk. So when I just had watery oatmeal,
That's disgusting.
Not a fan.
They will never sponsor.
And
us.
then I order groceries through Imperfect Foods now. I think they now just call themselves Foods. That would be if we got a sponsor from them. I am a loyal customer. I just want to let you know, very loyal. I've been doing this for like 2 years.
She's never complained, and a lot of times the delivery people deliver to the wrong apartment.
It's really not their fault.
It is a difficult complex.
It is. We live somewhere that's just kind of confusing to figure out. I mean, yes, they have delivered to the completely wrong number before, and so like that is a little frustrating. But
did they like leave it right across from us?
They literally just left it, and like it's clearly not the right number if you look at their door. But anyways, besides the point. So you can like have things set to like send every time you get groceries, like it's automatically in your box. And I thought I was like actually gonna commit to this no dairy thing, so I had it set to come in every box. I forgot to cancel a box because I didn't need it for whatever reason, And so then I got another box with another thing of oat milk, and now I have 2 things of oat milk. One of them's not even open because I haven't finished the first one. The first one's probably still 75% full. I've only had like 2 glasses. I mean, the good thing is it doesn't go bad quickly, but the bad thing is it already doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
So
imagine like you're trying to smell it and see if it's bad, and you don't know.
It just smells like oatmeal.
Because it smells bad.
And then Lizzie's got a little bit to tell you.
All right. So I did a deep dive one night. I couldn't sleep. I was up till like 4 a.m. And I was looking at all these like environmental Instagram accounts and things like that. And I came across a bunch of promotions for oat milk because I guess regular dairy isn't the best thing in the world. I mean, for you and I guess for the environment somehow. I don't know. Maybe because like I don't know.
I mean, it is weird
good.
that we drink cow's milk.
I just want to say I love milk.
It's
love
good.
it. I'll just have a glass of cold milk. I don't know why that's a weird thing for people.
I think it's because it's a little more than just a glass of water. Like,
but
there's something to it. So it's almost like a snack.
It's so good. It's like, it just has such a nice flavor. I usually get 2%.
I get whole milk.
Yeah, different people.
I think it's supposed to be like, I don't know. My dad drinks it for some reason. His doctor told him to. So
yeah.
As if me and my dad have the same medical history. We don't. Well, we kind of do, I guess.
I don't know. I kind of grew up on skim milk. I didn't know that it was like so weird until I started going to my friends' houses.
I always thought it was really weird when I'd go to your house and be like, no, I don't want any skim milk. Jeez.
I didn't even know there were different types. I was just like, I don't know, it tastes fine to me. And then I realized that it's actually not that good. It's super watery. And I was like, oh. But anyways, so I don't know. Somebody write us in and tell us why, like, cow milk isn't good for the environment. I don't know.
Is it just like the dairy industry?
It might be.
I know a lot of those things are like not good for the environment.
Actual
like not necessarily having a glass of milk is like bad.
No.
But like what goes into getting you that glass of milk.
Producing it. So anyways, and you know, there's always like every day it seems like there's a new finding coming out that's like, oh, you thought vegetables were good for you? Psych. It's like, you know what? There's a certain point where I said it. I'm trying not to say it. You know what? I hate the way I say that. But do you know what?
What?
Like, I think that you truly just have to just eat fruits and vegetables, eat the things that aren't that great for you in moderation.
Yeah.
I don't believe in dieting.
Unless you have, like, a medical issue that you need to be, like, working with. Like, I don't see the point in cutting anything out if it... We're gonna get some vegans on here.
Hey, my mom...
I have thought about going vegan.
Hope is a closet vegan, I'm convinced.
I have been... I don't think identified is the right word, but people have thought I was vegan, which I clearly take no offense to. But I just get really confused because I don't know what about me makes me seem vegan. I will like be straight up eating a burger in front of someone. Like, are you vegan?
I actually don't know if I've ever seen you eat a burger. Not this year.
I don't eat out here. That's why. Yeah. If I eat out, I'm with my family back home.
Yeah, because Hope cooks. Her like main dishes that she cooks are like lots of fruits, well, vegetables, really, and fish. A lot of fish. Never really chicken, which I don't blame you. Chicken is kind of.
I cook chicken once a month. I put it in my instant pot. That's a conspiracy theory.
Isn't that the mandolin effect?
I think it's Mandela. Mandolin.
What's that, an orange?
No, I think it's an instrument. The mandolin.
I have no idea.
Now I don't know. Wait, you needed the whole reason we're talking about oat milk.
Yeah. So, anyways, hold on, let me look at mandolin real quick. Mandolin. Oh yeah, mandolin chords, mandolin orange.
Oh, it's both.
Wow.
We're both right.
Find a word that rhymes with orange. I think it's more of a vegetable, though. I'm not seeing fruit. Anyways, fun fact of the day. Mandolin is an instrument. A string instrument. So, you know, I've had almond milk before. I've tried that.
Almond milk's always too sweet for me.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that I like milk because I like to drink it straight up. So it's hard to switch over to, like, an alternative where it's
because you don't have something masking, like... Milk and cereal, like, yeah, you've got the cereal to kind of
or
be
if you put it in coffee, it's like, okay.
Speaking of...
but just straight up
You drink
a
white
glass of
cocoa.
almond milk or now oat milk is difficult. So before I knew this, I was like, let me try oat milk. I like went on a big kick, like a big environment kick, and I was like, let me try this. Let me see what it's about. It's good for me, whatever. So I got it, and I had a little bit of it in my coffee one day, and I was like, oh no, I don't like this at all. It tastes really, to me, it tastes like cardboard. I'm so sorry if you like oat milk. I have a friend who he really, really hyped it up. He was like, you're gonna love it. It's so good.
I was like that for like 4 days. I like sent a picture to my family's like Snapchat group, and I was like, this is good. Highly recommend.
Uh-oh.
And then 4 days later, I was like, no,
I take it back.
I don't. And then you got some.
Yeah. The problem is that we really don't like to waste stuff here. And so, Hope
That
and I are...
Catholic guilt.
Is it the Catholic guilt? Is that what explains so
My
much?
mom told me that someone she knew told her that all the food you throw away are waste, quote unquote, because like that could be different things, like throwing it away because it's bad, or just like not wanting it, so not eating it. I don't know what I'm saying. She said that this person told her you get extra time in purgatory for all the food you waste.
Who told her that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to out anyone. I also just don't know. So we make jokes about it all the time because my family is not the most efficient grocery buyer type thing. Like we're not very efficient about using what we buy and then like going the next time we run out of things. I am for the most part because I live
good about it.
With you.
Hope will just kind of when her stuff's about to go bad, she'll just make a big soup. You know. I
had to throw away an entire head of cauliflower. Is that what it's called? I legitimately was like really sad. Like I felt guilty. I was like, someone could have eaten this.
Yeah.
Like I should have.
I hate it. If you think about how much food that goes to waste every year,
and how many people don't get enough food, you know?
I know. How many pounds it is per person in the U.S. is crazy. I don't know. I really wish that we had like a composting bin here. Put it back into like the soil or something. I
mean, I really don't throw anything away unless it's moldy.
Yeah.
Like sometimes my vegetables get a little sad and like soft. Like my celery will get really like soft and wrinkly, but I still eat it because I'm like, it's not bad. It's not gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
It's just unappetizing looking. That's why you cook it in soup, because then you don't even notice.
Yeah. Or say you have lemons going bad, make lemonade. That's what we just did. It was like...
That's good lemonade.
It was good. It was...
Yeah.
It was... I don't know how many lemons. Probably 10.
Organic
The recipe
lemons.
called for 8. Organic. I'm trying to grow a lemon tree, and apparently, you know, it makes sense
Where are the seeds for that? In that really pretty pot?
Yeah, the one I bought, the blue one.
I really like that pot.
Yeah. I mean, you know, they take a while to germinate, but I'm not seeing anything yet. I'm trying to stay optimistic.
I'm sad about your bonsai trees.
Thank you. I don't know about those other 2 ones, though.
I said I'm sad, so...
I thought you said excited. No. There's 2. I have 4 little pots of bonsai trees.
Is that expected? Like, did it say in the instructions, like, don't expect all 4 to sprout?
I'll have to look it up. I think it said... It didn't really. It was like, keep the seeds for backup. But the 2 that aren't sprouting, I planted all the seeds that it said to, which was all the seeds it came with, so I don't have backups. So I might just have to plant the other 2 seeds and just have, you know,
I wonder, I don't know.
2 pairs of the same
I'm still
tree.
not... I think we both, although you less, like, tend to buy already grown plants. Because it's easier. It's also more expensive, though, which is, like, the annoying part.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm still not fully clear on, like, the whole germination process of seeds.
It just takes... So, a lot of times it's good to soak them. It really depends on the plant, so don't soak every...
Because, like, I grew, like, that basil and dill, and, like, that was easy, but I feel like those are easy. And they get, like,
really
5
fast.
billion in a package. Like, you got a lot of room to mess up.
I have a plant outside, and it's, like, been in the same state, like, the same height for, like, maybe 2 months.
What plant?
The one in the, like...
What is that?
The horizontal potter? I don't know.
I don't We don't remember what was planted there. They have... It almost looks fake, because I don't think they've grown. They haven't grown,
but they're not dead.
But maybe it's just not their, like, season, you know? Like, like we have... What are they called? Kalanchoe plants? They're, like, succulents that flower, and they have not flowered in months. But I also just think maybe they're past their flowering season.
Right, because the plant itself is alive and well.
I'll show you a picture.
But I don't even know. Oh, so I was trying to plant a lemon tree. And so, you know, you want to use organic lemons because the seeds haven't been touched. The fruit itself hasn't been touched. Mm-hmm. But, dude, I dropped like $4 on a sack of lemons. And I was like, I can't do this again.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, the lemonade's pretty good.
I enjoyed it. I had a nectarine I needed to use because it had just a little bit of mold on one part. And I was like, it's fine. Yeah. I cut it off. I didn't eat the mold.
I wonder how it would be without the whole extra cup of sugar added.
Yeah, is there a lot of sugar in there?
Well, so the recipe said, so, you know, you like juice your lemons, and then you make sugar water, which is 3 cups of water and 1 cup of sugar boiled together. And then my boyfriend came and added a whole extra cup of sugar. Oh.
She's showing her a picture of all of our plants when they were all blooming.
Dude, I looked at a picture on my Snapchat memories from like May, and we had one plant. We had the pothos on our balcony.
Really?
And that was it.
We have like 8 plants out there now, and that's just out there, not inside.
Yeah.
I have 5 plants in my bedroom now,
and we have the addition of shelves outside. I had to move my indoor plant, Simon. He's outside right now.
Yeah. I worry about mine getting enough sun to my ivy that's in the living room.
Yeah.
Oh my god, if anyone here has taken care of ivy and like knows how, like I really think I have killed my ivy and I don't know how. I'm also here's my issue. I'm a plant smotherer. I don't do good with the succulents because I want to water them all the time.
I do too. I feel like I water them more than you do.
I have to stop. That one plant that looks like Shrek's ears. Great succulent. I don't know
the coral?
Doing great. You know why? Because I forget it's out there.
Don't water it.
My other one that I started caring about more has stretched a lot, which isn't really my fault. That's the sun's fault.
Yeah.
But I've overwatered it. It's just a tad squishy, so I'm trying to cut back for like 2 weeks. Yeah. My string of pearls is doing really good because I never water it.
It's better to underwater most of the time than to overwater plants. But sometimes.
I do think I underwatered my string of dolphins. You saw that. That was heartbreaking. Yeah. It's fine now. I think it's maybe 50% gone that I had to just remove. Mm-hmm. But what's left is alive. I haven't seen any new sprouts yet, but it's been like 3 days. So as you can tell, I'm obsessive about taking care of my plants, and it hurts them, and it's kind of sad.
It's exciting every day to wake up and you want to go see how much they've grown.
Yeah. I have 2 new basil leaves sprouting.
Yay!
I'm pretty excited. We're gonna have fresh basil for
that is very exciting.
All those times we cook with basil.
Hey, it'll happen now. So basically, just pray for us or send us good vibes or energy or whatever you believe, so that we can finish our oat milk by September or whenever.
I think it actually goes bad in October.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Yeah, we have 3 bottles of oat milk in our fridge.
All about
we got to tell them what we did that last 2 years ago when we had Fanta in the fridge.
Oh my god.
I know. I just remembered that.
I forgot.
We need to do the same thing.
What kind of... It was strawberry Fanta.
It was bad, whatever it was. Because it was really old. I also just don't like Fanta that much. But.
Listen. The only reason I bought it was because I used to work at a restaurant in high school, and when we would close, they would always be like, you can always drink whatever soft drink you want, which was so... I love soda. Mm-hmm. Been trying really hard not to drink it. I've been failing a little bit these days, and my face is bearing the consequences. I got a lot of... Especially this one's awful. Anyways, sometimes it's worth it, though. You have to treat yourself.
Hey, yeah, treat yourself.
Like I said.
In moderation.
Exactly. Enjoy those things you want to enjoy. My mom tried to go keto. She went to the doctor. Her cholesterol was really high, and now it's really not that great for you. Mm-mm. Some diets, you think it's good, but your body's not wired to only have those nutrients.
Like, we equate, like, losing weight with health.
Yeah, it's not true at all.
And the healthiest way to lose weight is not the fastest.
No. And sometimes, weight is good. Like, there is healthy weight, like muscle. Weighs more than fat. If you start working out a lot, you will probably put on weight, and people freak out about it. I get really excited because I'm like, that's muscle coming in, and maybe you're still in the process of losing the fat. It's kind of being not rearranged, but like switched out at the same time. So it's just a weird, awkward phase, but you just don't freak out. If anyone out there is becoming a big
this is good advice.
Meathead,
every time I start working out, I like gain a few pounds. My legs get a little bigger. My legs have just progressively gotten bigger through college.
Yes. Same.
And I don't know if I can actually go back. Like, they're not bad or anything, but that's why I never want to work out, because I'm like, ugh, I have to like push through that like probably couple month long period of like getting a little bigger before I kind of start slimming down and getting toned.
See, I personally don't look at the scale because I don't care. I'm fine, like, if I weigh a lot. I've been used to weighing a lot because, I mean, Hope and I are just taller than, like, the average girl. So than the average girl?
We're not average.
What's average, like 5'7"?
No, I think it's like 5'5". Oh! I don't know. Oh, Lord. We're going to have to silence that part.
Could never be
I'm pretty
me.
Because I think the average male height is only like 5'9". Which is weird because
it makes dating hard. No, I'm just kidding.
I feel like I know mostly tall guys. Like, most of the guys I know. Not all.
Are your brothers tall?
Moderately. Like, around
Preston's
6 foot.
tall.
Yeah, Preston's like 6'1".
Okay.
My dad's like 6'1".
Yeah.
I think Preston's 6 foot.
Oh, I thought he was taller.
He feels tall.
Okay.
Like, Spencer does not feel tall, but he's actually like as tall as me.
Yeah.
He doesn't give off tall vibes.
Yeah. No,
I
come from a family of giants. I am by far the shortest.
Really?
Yeah.
Her dad was actually the inspiration for the BFG. Big Friendly Giant. So
I think that?
I think it also stands for something sexual, so I'm gonna clarify. Big Friendly Giant.
As long as it's not B and G, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, no, because my mom's dad was like 6'4", and those genes are just really rampant in her side of the family. My dad's side of the family, everyone's like 5'2", 5'3".
Yeah, your dad's like really tall for like.
He is. He got lucky.
I've met a few of his siblings. And I was like, what?
All the girls are extremely short. My dad is probably 6'2", maybe 6'1". Yeah. My brother is 6'6". Ooh. My mom is 5'10". I'm like, what the heck? I'm 5'8"3/4". I feel really hurt, but we round up. Yeah. Say 5'9".
Well, because I think I'm actually 5'9".
Hope's taller than me.
Just slightly taller than you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then shout out to Emily and Sophia, my girl cousins. What's up, beautiful ladies? They're like 6 feet tall. They don't want to admit it, but they are.
I mean, I guess I'm not. And so maybe this isn't as valid of an opinion, but I would love to be 6 feet tall.
I know, that's what I tell them.
I was told as a child I was going to be 6'1" by the doctors. Do you know how upset I was when I realized I wasn't growing anymore?
You can't trust doctors.
Which is weird because I think I'd be like taller than Harvey. But also, that's not weird.
No,
that's not wrong.
It's
Jack and Beck.
I know. My aunt and uncle. My aunt is taller than my uncle, but she's also about 6'1". Yeah. So, yeah, and then my cousin Evan is 6'7". My baby cousin Charlie, who is maybe a sophomore in high school, is already like 6'3", and he's just starting.
Oh my gosh.
Guess what? Nobody plays sports. Charlie's the only one. He plays football. Maybe he'll go somewhere. I think he should play basketball just because I like basketball more than football. And you have a less chance of those brain injuries. Football is really a scary sport. Yeah. Your head gets banged around in there. It's awful. But I do love football. I know Hope can relate. I do not. Hope and I are polar opposites.
We are. What were we talking about?
Fanta.
Yes.
Okay, so how does this happen? Story. Okay, so when I would work, we started talking about soda, breaking out, moderation. Anyways,
we go on tangents.
This happens. This has been happening for our entire lives.
This is natural, and you need to accept it. You're a part of the club now.
Get over yourself.
Yeah. God, why?
Look at us.
Why you gotta be like that?
Drop whatever you're holding. Drop that knife in your hands.
It's a child.
Drop that baby.
I don't know why you're listening to this while you're like taking care of your kids.
Your baby needs to hear our voices. We're the voice of reason.
We're their godparents. Hi, child.
I don't have that much responsibility. Okay. Anyways.
We just did it again.
So, I guess I just wanted Fanta whenever I bought it. I think I had like a moment of weakness, and I thought back to working at the barbecue restaurant, and I was like, man, it used to taste so good after a long shift of making hot, fresh bread. And I was like, I need some. And I don't know why. I think I'll buy a drink like that, like a big 2-liter thing of a drink, and then I just forget about it. Or I just am like, I don't really want it. Yeah. And months will go by, And I don't know how long it had been that it was in the fridge.
It was a while.
It was a long, and
there was a majority of it was left. I mean, does soda really go bad in a sense?
It just gets flat, you know, and it's not.
It was definitely flat by the time we found it again.
Yeah, and we were just like, you know what? Every day, dang it, and we were like, do you know what? Every day we were like, we're gonna have a glass of Fanta together. Mm-hmm. And we finished that thing.
Flat Fanta.
Oh yeah, I don't know how long it took.
It took us like a week. Yeah,
we finished it.
Just have like a glass of Fanta.
That's what we need to do with our oat milk. Maybe we can take like 4 shots of it.
We can do like oat milk shots. I could just chug a glass of oat milk. I wouldn't want to.
I can't chug.
But as we've both realized, I can chug things.
Dude,
it's a gift and a curse.
Last episode, that White Claw.
What?
Hope is a frat boy at heart.
Yep.
Better than me. I can't drink anything anymore.
Was I Chad and you were Connor? Or was I Connor and you were Chad?
I'll have to check our notebook.
Because there's Con Man and Chad Meister.
Chad Boy and Chad Meister. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
I think I was Connor.
I'm Angela. You're Peter, right?
Yzma.
And I'm Nance.
Peter and Nance from Portlandia.
Yes.
Love them.
Angela from some inside joke years ago, dating back to school bus. Right? Didn't you tell that guy or someone?
I told someone your name was Angela.
Wasn't it that little kid Cody in the front who was just a big stinker?
Cody? The
blonde kid.
Yeah, no, that is Cody. Not Cody that we commonly reference in this podcast.
No,
different
we don't
Cody.
know what happened to this kid.
He
was kind of a bully.
Yeah.
One of those.
He got really buff like sophomore year of high school. It was weird. Because he was like a stick before. I don't know, maybe. We'll make no accusations here.
Speak for yourself.
I think he was Cody with a K.
Oh, that's the root of it all.
Bad news.
Mom, Dad, why?
Bad
Stop trying to be edgy.
Ladies.
Stop
Anyways, what were we talking about?
That was it. That was the Fanta.
Okay.
Oh, we were just talking about our names.
Yeah, so we need to drink our
oat milk.
Hopefully by next episode we will have finished all of our oat milk. I am committed to helping you finish yours too.
Thank you.
It will just be a collective 3 bottles of oat milk we can finish.
Yeah, I'll help you with that third one because that's tough.
I need to remove that from my box so they don't send me anywhere because I don't want it.
Yeah. I also like if I have food that I know I'm not going to finish, like chicken that's just like a little too old, that's cooked already, I'll just sometimes dump it outside because we have a lot of like animals around here, especially deer. We saw 2 bucks the other day,
and they stand so still.
Did you see the bucks?
No, I don't go anywhere. Where were they?
In the parking lot. It was the morning.
What?
Yeah.
When?
It was. Did I work yesterday?
Yeah.
Yesterday morning.
Oh, I was not awake.
Yeah, I was a little early. Steph and I were leaving. And there were 2 ginormous bucks. I mean, one of them had like 8 horns on his.
Like in our parking lot?
Yeah, like on our side.
Okay, if you ever discover this and I'm asleep, I give you full permission to come wake me up because I need to see this.
How should I wake you up? Sit on you? Scream? I can't really scream.
You can like whisper creepy things in my ear.
I don't think that would wake you up.
Weird thing, if I leave my door open and I hear you in the morning, I immediately wake up. And it's not like a bad thing. I think there's just this weird thing. I'm like, people are awake, I need to be awake, and then I like immediately wake up. I did it like yesterday or something. I don't know. Yeah. But anyways, so
wouldn't you like to tell us this little revelation you had about animals and speaking?
Yes. Okay. I was gonna say something and then I was like, probably shouldn't say that.
Oh, dicey.
Last time we recorded, we were talking about a lot of, really deep things.
Very many.
We had some revelations during an episode of Jessie. There's a lot of things going on. And I realized, like people get really annoyed when animals bark, whatever noise they make, right? I guess, mostly meowing and barking. My cat, she's fixed now, but before she was fixed, she used to meow like crazy. Like, it was like she was singing to you every day, nonstop. And it annoys me. I can't deny that. But then I was like, we tell them to not make their noises, right? They're just trying to communicate. And then we sit there and we talk in front of them to other people all day long. Like, that is not fair.
Yeah.
Like, your animal is trying to communicate something to you or to another animal, and you're going to tell them no, and then you're going to sit there and communicate to another animal all day long. It just made me kind of mad. I feel bad, like, and they don't understand, right?
It's like you won't let them speak once during the day.
It's just kind of sad. So now, like, when my cat, like, specifically when I take her in the car, she meows like crazy. And now I just talk to her, and I go, you know what? You're going to sit here and watch me sing for 2 hours straight. I'll let you meow with me. That's fine.
Exactly. My cat Theo is super verbal. He just meows. He'll have a whole bowl of food and water, a clean litter box, and still meow. I'm like, see, I don't know if he needs anything. Maybe he just wants to meow, you know?
Maybe he just wants to talk.
And I'll be like, what? And we'll just talk. You know, like that video of the dad and his little baby talking? That's such a cute video. Yeah, well, I always get sad thinking about, do pets really want to even be pets? We just kind of assume, and we take them from when they're born. We, like, separate them from their siblings.
Are you trying to tell me something about tomorrow?
No. Because I will still have pets, because I love them.
I mean, domesticated, I feel like we only call them that because they've grown accustomed to living with us. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hot take. Hot topic.
I mean, because, you know, there's stray cats out there and dogs, and they can do it. They fend for themselves. But I think that, like, animals and humans do grow a connection, and they love their owner. But, like, I just hate it when people keep their dogs locked up in a tiny space. You know, it's like, take your dog out. Let your dog run around.
Ironically, my cat loves just sitting in my bedroom, which is not very large.
She does.
She comes out a lot more now, although I'm getting a kitten tomorrow. Yay! So she probably will stay in my room. She doesn't, I really don't think she minds. Yeah. Right? Like, she chooses not to come out of her room. I don't close my door. Because I would love for her to come out and hang out with me when I'm not in there. But, I'm getting a kitten tomorrow.
Yes.
God's providence.
God will provide.
Lindsay, I had just been talking about how, you know, we weren't going to go out and adopt a pet just because, like, that's taking on a lot. And
but my friend Lindsay, not me, they had a kitten in, like, the storm drain. Is that what it was?
Okay, yeah. I was like, which Lindsay is this?
Yeah. In front of their house, a little kitten, and they all heard it meowing, and so Lindsay, like, climbed in there and rescued this little kitten, and we were like, man, why can't we come across a kitten?
Like, I would 100%, if I came across a kitten, like, outside that, like, needed a home, like, I would take it. You know?
Yeah, they're keeping her, and she sleeps
cute.
right here.
I saw the picture, like, right on her, like, neck. But, this girl that we know through, I guess, Stefan, I can say his name, you said it.
Yeah.
Found a cat up inside, like, kind of like a car, right? Isn't that what you said? Like,
I think
up where, like, the motor is?
A lot of times cats do that. They kind of crawl up there to, I don't know, it's warm
or just, like, to be in something.
Especially in, like, the winter time, so, you know, make it a habit to check.
Bang on your car, or, like, honk it before you go.
Ask them, is anybody in there?
Yeah, because I'm sure that there's a few stray cats around this complex.
Yeah.
But anyways, I am getting a kitten tomorrow. This is the 10th time I've said it. Very excited.
So exciting.
From what I can tell, I'm going to be home this whole semester. It's all going to be online, so I'm going to be here to take care of her. Yeah. Which would not normally happen. In fact, this semester would have been extraordinarily busy, and I would not have gotten a kitten if this semester had been normal. But yeah, super excited. We're still coming up with a name. I'm letting my boyfriend name her just because I already have, like, my cat Pippa, and I thought he could do the honors. But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let her meow as much as she wants.
I think Theo will be so excited.
Oh yeah.
He needs a little
He's
friend.
Playful. My cat Pippa's not. She's kind of shy and reserved. She's like me.
Yeah, Theo is extremely playful.
Yeah, he's also only like 2, and Pippa's like 8, so.
No, Theo's 3 now. Old boy's growing up. Yeah. I wish I could have met him as a kitten.
He would have been wild.
I want to know what he
If he's like this as a semi-adult cat, imagine him as a kitten. I don't even know.
Oh, okay, that's for us. That's not.
So I guess we'll technically do a break.
Okay.
We're trying this break thing. I think it might be nice for our listeners. Like they feel like they can pause here if they don't want to listen to a whole hour.
Sick of us.
Yeah. So we're gonna come back in a second, and we're gonna try something a little bit different.
Exciting stuff today. Okay.
Alright, we're back.
Welcome back.
And we're doing it. You know, we had
So cute.
a very few amount of fans that said they'd want to hear an episode on conspiracy theories, and we were like, okay, we're gonna try that. So bear with us. This is our first time doing something where it required more like research-based stuff.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I think it was just kind of new, and we're kind of worried we're not gonna
Like that is not.
we're gonna kind of trip over things and like.
Yeah.
If you have like an idea of like what like if something we say like sounds wrong to you, by all means, like we said, email us at uncommonthoughtspodcast@gmail.com and let us know.
Or if you have other conspiracy theories you want to share or add to what we've said.
Because like I know I'm the kind of person where like I'll find out something kind of weird and then I go on like a deep dive on like Wikipedia and I end up on like a completely different page at like 4 a.m. But then I learn a lot, and then I have those weird things I can tell people, you know. Yeah. You know when we used to be able to hang out with large groups of people.
That's what I do on YouTube. That's why I can't get on.
Oh yeah, quick shout out to a YouTube channel called, I think it's called Absolute History. Mm-hmm. Oh my lord, if you're obsessed with like the Victorian era like me, Victorian England, I don't even know what years that spans. We're not going to talk about it because I don't know. Yeah, Absolute History.
Would that be like 1700s, 18th century?
I think it was like maybe late 18th century and well, see, but I'm also thinking like late 19th century because like you know, like 1880s. That kind of. I don't know.
I have no clue.
We want to learn more about history stuff, so I think we're gonna try. But we could watch those videos. They're like hour long, so it's not like crazy.
I feel like a good episode. We're also almost done with Hunter x Hunter. We have 8 or 9 left.
Yeah, and it's getting weird. I told Harvey I was gonna start telling him like, "Fly me high, won't you, Harvey?" At one point I was like, Harvey, can I have your spine? And he was like, no. And I was like, can I have your heart? That part, ooh, you don't know what I'm talking about. It's not really a spoiler.
But you should. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it.
Yeah.
Go do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right, so. Okay. I think Lindsay's gonna go first. We're each gonna kind of talk about a conspiracy theory that the other one doesn't necessarily know that much about. So.
Yeah. So I've mentioned the Denver International Airport before,
which I think we've both been to.
Yeah, I've been to it a few times. I've always had issues going through security, not like issues, but it just, the line is always like insanely long. Mm-hmm. One time I almost missed my connecting flight. We had 5 minutes. Me and my mom had to run.
I hate running through the airport.
It's the worst. We got on the plane. We were the last people. And one of the flight attendants was so rude. She was like, I guess we can finally go now. It's like, first of all, we still had 5 minutes till we were going to take off. So that's why I don't really like certain airline companies.
I just don't like flying for that exact reason. I understand the like safety thing. That's why I just don't want to fly. By all means, keep doing that. I understand you want to make sure people that are getting on are like, that everything's safe. But I don't know. It also just breaks my heart when people miss their flight. It makes me sad.
I know.
When you see people running through the airport, I'm always like, go. You got this. You can do it. You're going to make it.
Bring them a cart.
But anyways.
Yeah. Anyways. So, I should not have just put this M&M in my mouth. Talk for a minute. Hold on. Let me get this out. Let me chew it.
Okay. Quick thing. Oh my god. What was the conspiracy theory I wanted to talk about literally 5 minutes ago? We were on break. Yo. No, but that wasn't it.
You did JFK.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was. It was like a quick little thing where I just had like this weird thing about it. I have no idea what it was.
Oh, that's what it was. The group at Yale that just started to let girls in.
No, I had one that was, it's like kind of a conspiracy theory. God.
Did you tell me?
Yeah, I like said, but it was like a quick like, oh, this is interesting. I could mention it real quick, and then I didn't.
Did you tell me last night?
No, it was like during when we were just like figuring out what we were gonna do.
Oh.
I know. I don't blame you. I can't remember either.
Yeah.
It'll probably come up.
Okay.
I did read about the Loch Ness monster though.
Ooh.
But then like the more I read about it, the more I was like, oh wow, this really isn't real. And then I got kind of sad, and I was like, never mind.
Look, the thing about the Loch Ness monster and about Bigfoot is that in your heart you know they're not real, but at the same time, you know that you know that they are.
Yeah.
And you choose to believe them.
It's fun, because like what's so wrong with believing in the Loch Ness? It doesn't hurt anyone.
It's not. You know? You just have to, you take it kind of lightheartedly.
Scotland makes buku bucks on the tourism for it. I mean, by all means, you know.
Is that Scotland's currency? Buku bucks?
Buku bucks.
Okay.
How did you not know that?
I'm just still learning.
You're clearly not a woman of the world.
No, I'm a man of the world.
Oh, it was something about the Mandela effect.
Oh, see, I don't remember talking about
What did I...
Well, because you were talking about Instant Pot.
Instant Pot, that's what it is.
Oh.
I have this conspiracy theory or something that everyone I know that has one, which is only like 4 people.
My mom has one.
Thinks... I haven't asked her this, though. Okay. And maybe it's different now because, like, she got it.
She calls it Instapot.
Instapot?
Yeah.
I'm convinced it was actually just called Instapot, and then out of nowhere, like, the timeline messed up, and they changed it to Instant Pot. Because when I went... Because at first I was like, oh, well, like, maybe I'm just shortening it because it's easier to say. But then in my mind, I could literally see all the advertisements for it, and it was always Instapot. And then when I went to go look, it was Instant Pot. And I was like, something's messed up here. Weird. The simulation has an error in it.
There has been a glitch.
We need to fix the code.
Instapot sounds a lot better to me.
Yeah, they really missed a great marketing, I don't know, strategy. Is that what those are?
You swoop in. You can create your own brand. Instapot.
I think I would get like a cease and desist.
Whatever. Who cares? Okay.
Eminem gone?
Eminem's gone. That's right.
Really? He was so young.
I know.
Just kidding.
Okay, I just, as a disclaimer, it's not scary, but it's kind of like, it might freak you out. I don't know, it kind of has to do with the Illuminati.
Maybe like a little eerie.
Yeah, kind of like the New World Order, like, so if that kind of stuff freaks you out, I would skip over this.
Skip to mine. It's way more lighthearted, huh?
Yeah, or maybe just stop right here for today.
I don't think it's gonna be anything crazy, you know.
Yeah, it's just, there's always these crazy theories in, like, you know. So, the Denver International Airport was built in 1995. So, just to start off, it was set out to finish in 1993, but it didn't open until 1995. They didn't finish it till then. And they ended up spending $3 billion more than they originally expected. So, this caused a lot of...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
$3 billion?
Yes. And, so a lot of people's, you know, they have raised eyebrows because they're like, well, why did they make, like, why did it take so long?
How is your budget $3 billion off?
Well, that's the thing. That's why people, because there are known to be as many as 6 underground levels below the ground floor that no one knows what they're used for. But the builders claim that they weren't built correctly or something. And so that's why they had to spend all this extra money. But that's why people started thinking, like, Illuminati headquarters are down there. There's something like, apparently workers will go and they won't tell you what they've done down there. It's honestly kind of silly.
Wait, but like it's confirmed that there are underground levels there?
Well, you have to understand, the websites I used, we're not sure how promising they are.
How credible?
So, they said there's believed to be 6 known floors. One said 8.
Oh, it's like allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay. The most common I saw was 6.
Okay.
But we're not 100% sure if that's even true.
Is it... I don't know why you would know this. I was going to say, like, is it normal for an airport to have underground levels for some reason? I literally have no idea.
I don't know.
I don't think about the airport unless I'm inside it.
I don't know. I wouldn't think so. You know, some have, like, tunnels and systems to get you to the different parts of the airport, which the Denver airport also has that.
Like Disney World.
Just like Disney World. Illuminati headquarters also at Disney.
Probably.
Yes. So there are tunnels that span from the airport to the Colorado Springs Airport Base, and from the Air Force, and from the Air Force Base onto the Cheyenne Mountain Complex in the Rocky Mountains. I don't know why they would need that tunnel, but I do know about tunnels in Austin that go from the Capitol to certain buildings.
Didn't know about that.
Yeah, I knew it because I worked at a certain place, and the tunnels.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
It was like an emergency route for like really important personnel.
Yeah.
In case they had to travel, so it could just be something like that. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. Not me. I mean, an airport and Air Force bases, I'm sure, are connected because they all involve flying aircrafts and things like that. So who knows what they're up to? Another thing I did see briefly, I don't even quite remember what it was, so I'm just going to try to go off the top of my head here. I read on an article, and it said that, I think in 2007, like, 14, like, landed airplanes, like, no one was on board, had spontaneously had all their windows and stuff shattered due to, like, a pressure or some type of, like, force that was let off, and so they're like, we really don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
What are they, like, testing out at this airport? But like then again, who really knows? But this is what I'm really excited to talk about is the artwork.
Okay, yes. We referenced this a little bit. I am tripping over my words today, but we referenced this. I'm so drunk.
Drunk off of oat milk.
Drunk on liquid, really. I've had a lot of liquid today. Coffee, water, soup. We talked about this in episode 1?
I think so.
We need to, like, create maybe an Instagram account where, like, people can view the pictures we're talking about on occasion.
Yeah, because I'm going to show you. They're pretty crazy pictures. So that would be a good idea.
We might be able to do something on Podbean.
Sorry, I had to burp. Excuse me.
Excuse you.
So this is kind of cool. 1% of the budget for all public projects in Denver is set aside for art to be displayed, which I know 1% doesn't sound like a lot, but when they have spent an extra $3 billion, it allows for a lot of artwork to be displayed. So while there is a lot of cool art in the airport, there are some that really, like, they further drive the conspiracy theories of, like, just kind of questionable, like, why would you pick this artwork? So there are 2 big murals by, I'm probably gonna butcher his last name, Leo Tanguma? Not sure.
I don't know.
He's the artist who created them, and they are kind of the big ones that people look at and feel unease, and they're like, what is that about? That kind of, like, fuel these conspiracy theories, because they kind of contain, like, apocalyptic imagery and, like, alleged references to the Freemason iconography. Is that the right way to say that?
Iconography? I think.
I don't know. But anyways, I watched a video about him explaining his art.
Oh, okay. And
it kind of discounted it for me. It was like, I see his reasoning for the art, and it's not, like, Freemasons or, like, the apocalypse. But, so I'll kind of explain what he said. The first one is called Children of the World Dream of Peace. And both of these murals have 2 parts. So one side will be, like, a really terrifying image of, like, just awful, like, kind of the world ending and, like, bad things. And then the other part will be, like, the flip side of, like, here's what would happen if we didn't allow this or whatever. So the first one, Children of the World Dream of Peace, I'm just going to read a quick tidbit on it from denverpublicart.org. So they say about this piece, Children of the World Dream of Peace is a powerful mural expressing the artist's desire to abolish violence in society. One section of the piece, so the first piece, speaks to the tragedy and devastation of war and its impact on humanity. And then the second piece moves to images of smiling children dressed in traditional folk costumes from around the world, celebrating peace prevailing over war. So the first image is just terrifying. It has what looks like
Is this on the same website?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like a Nazi soldier, and he's holding a gun, and he's stabbing a dove with a knife in his other hand, and there's, like, a line of people climbing up to him, and they're all, like, extremely malnourished, and, like it looks like adults holding dead children. And so he's saying that this is what happens when we have war in our society, which is true, right? People die, children die, and so it is absolutely horrifying. And if you didn't read the little, like, tidbit about it in the airport, you would probably be really confused and, like, feel really eerie of, like, what?
It's just strange artwork to have it. You know, like,
in an airport.
I feel like in airport usually it's just like something about, like, the state you're in.
Yeah.
So, like, Texas airports always have, like, cowboys and, like, large landscapes and horses.
Yeah. Well, so the artist was saying that he wanted to really, like, make a big statement, a big message of, like, you know, kind of advocating for, like, peace, world peace, and, like, the other one's kind of about the environment. But it is odd that they would put it in the airport. But he did, like, it was really sad in the video. He was, like, explaining all the conspiracy stuff and how people have been turning it into things that it's not. Because, like, people think that it's, like, tied to Nazis and, like, you know, which, after watching the video, I don't really think so.
Yeah.
I think that it's just him painting a really, like, not scary, but, like, almost kind of important piece of, like, a message that a lot of people would be kind of scared to convey, like, get that message out.
It reminds me, do you remember that really large painting we saw when we went to the museum near us? The art one? And it was, like, the people like the KKK. Like the guy painted a huge mural of like the KKK, but that was like that like, gives me the same vibe of like eerie, but it's an important message of like the one we're speaking about. Maybe I can put it like in the description.
Yeah, do you see his head? It's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah. But like face. I think it's that reminder of like
this has
evil
happened.
Exists in our society, and a lot of times we don't see it, right? Mm-hmm. It's masked.
Right. But like at the same time it's kind of up to us as humans, like maybe us like at the bottom with not that much power. Mm-hmm. What can we do?
I mean, you have power when you have a lot of small amounts of power together.
Yeah. I mean, even today, like a lot of the petitions and things we've signed have really helped to influence a lot of what's going on, like in terms of like reopening cases of like those who've been murdered by the police. And so it's like it does make a difference for us to actually like band together. And but just look how sad it is, like these children. I don't know. Okay, but
and they're sleeping. Okay, I couldn't really tell.
They're sleeping, or I think they are. I don't even know.
It look like they're in beds. You know?
But like it is beautifully painted. Like
it is.
The way that like
the style is,
the movement of like his like it's just very, I don't know. And so like you can kind of see the rainbow is like dying off, because then the other side of it is the happy one. So this is what it looks like when we don't have war, when we abolish it. So they're actually like celebrating over the dead soldier. So that was the soldier from the first one.
Oh, and there's doves on him.
And there's doves on him, and so now we have children from like every walk of earth, of life, people coming from like all corners of the earth celebrating, and they have words in it that say peace and things like that. And then I heard that these children above the word peace, it's like a memorial for children who have died in I think it was Colorado. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Due to like gun violence. So I thought that was interesting. So after looking at this and seeing how they're like on the dead soldier, I'm like, I see what he's trying to get at. I don't think that it's contributing to Nazis or the Illuminati. I think it's like, it's just a weird place to have his art would do probably really well in a museum or a memorial or something, but in here it's like, okay. So the second one, and by the way, this second part is extremely vibrant. There's colors like everywhere. The first one is very dull.
Yeah.
The second one is called In Peace and Harmony with Nature. So, same website, Denver Public Art states that this piece references the social realist murals of Mexico while addressing a modern theme, the destruction of the environment. The first half of the mural shows children displaying great sadness over the destruction and extinction of life, as the second half of the artwork depicts humanity coming together to rehabilitate and celebrate nature. So, once again, I would probably be really terrified if I walked by this and saw it. It's like children running away from like this forest that's on fire, and they're carrying these extinct animals in cases, or endangered animals. And there's a dead turtle, the whale is dead, like there's a dead person under the, like a lot of death happening here, and just a lot of like strife and like, you know, panic, and they're freaking out, and it's really sad. And I don't know, it would scare me. So a lot of people who think that the Illuminati is like planning this like new world order, you know, like the genocide of like people to create like a new world, think that this is like depicting that, because it kind of shows like this end to the environment and to like you know, animals and people.
Yeah.
But what he's really trying to get at is just like, hey, this could happen. Like, our species are actually dying off, and we need to take better care of the environment. And that's what he was explaining in the video. So then the second part of it is, they don't show a very good picture of the second part, but
looks a lot happier.
It is. It's like, once again, people from all over the world coming together, and they are trying, they actually have a close-up picture on this other part. I think they put it on the wrong spot. Where is it? They're like growing this new plant, and it's kind of stating like new life as a whole is forming, and so they're also excited, and there's animals back, and like all the children are there again. So it's kind of showing like we really need to get together and like take care of our world and our environment. But I also see how people would look at that and be like, oh my god, the world is ending. But it's like, well, here's also the counter to it.
Yeah.
It's too, like what ifs, like, this could happen, and, like, how bad it is, but, like, well, we can actually fix it, and, like, I don't know. You know, art is, like, supposed to make a statement and send out a message a lot of times, not all the time. And so I just think that's what he was trying to do, and people took it the wrong way.
Yeah.
But there is also a giant horse statue outside. It's 32 feet tall, and people call it Blucifer because it looks like the devil because it has red glaring eyes.
Oh.
I don't know why they
Same artist?
No, this artist was Louis Jimenez, I think. Louis, not sure, it could be Louis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Louis. Actually, in 2006, while he was working on it, a piece of the statue fell off and killed him. So people think that it's cursed.
Oh my gosh.
It, like, pinned him to the ground and he died. It was, like, 8,000 or 9,000 pounds. This chunk that fell off. So people think it's cursed. I think it's cursed because it's horrifying. But look at this picture. Someone
see it.
photoshopped.
Oh my god.
It has lasers coming out of his eyes and is shooting a car down. But, like, if I pull up to the airport and I see that, I'm turning around.
It looks evil.
It's horrifying. People think it's, like, one of the four, what is it, like, the four horsemen of the apocalypse?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
I see jokes about it on Twitter.
Oh yeah, and it's like Kardashians or something. Like
one is like,
horsemen.
It's like, these are the four horsemen.
Mm-hmm.
So, just absolutely terrifying. And why would you pick that? Don't know.
Weird.
I'm not sure. There's also gargoyles throughout the airport, like, in baggage claim.
The Denver airport just suffers from some really bad architectural design.
Yeah, I think that there was a lot of different people on the board, and they were like, well, I want this. Okay, if you get that, then I get this.
And I get Blucifer.
I want the horse.
Give me the horse with the red eyes.
It is very odd. So yeah, they'll have gargoyles like that. People are just really confused.
It is a confused place.
It is very odd and just really disturbing. And then, so this part is actually really weird. So there's a dedication marker and there's plaques claiming the airport was funded by the New World Airport Commission, but nobody has ever been able to find that group. No one knows what it is. I looked it up. Every link that popped up was just tied into the conspiracy theories of the Denver airport. So, I don't know. People believe that it's a group within the New World Order, and apparently this plaque symbols feature symbols of
I understood what you meant.
of the Freemasons, which is a fraternal society sometimes connected to the Illuminati.
Legitimately do not understand what the Freemasons are.
I have no idea. Let me find a picture real quick to show you of this plaque.
Because I originally was doing some research on the Skull and Bones, like, secret society at Yale. And, like, sometimes they're connected to, like, the New World Order. It's that thing of, like, when you don't know when it's a secret society, of course you're going to think they're up to no good. And maybe they are, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, if you keep it secret, people are going to say whatever they want about you because they don't know what's going on there. So it's just weird. Secret societies are weird, man. We should start one.
We have one.
That's true.
This is the plaque. So the airport claims it's a time capsule. The time capsule beneath the stone contains messages and memorabilia to the people of Colorado in 2094. Because the plaque was put there in 1994. I guess they're just trying to be cute.
Hey, we might be alive.
Yeah, and then it says New World Airport Commission contributors, and they have, like, a weird, I don't know.
That is weird that it's the New World Airport.
Yeah.
Okay, see, now you've got me a little iffy. I don't know, that is strange.
But something that I read that kind of relieved my anxieties was, like, the Illuminati is incredibly secretive.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, wouldn't it be weird to just, like...
if someone was planning something like this, they would not put all these, like, signs and things out.
Yeah.
It's like, what? And, I mean, does the Illuminati exist? What if they did give money to the airport, but what if they're not planning all this crazy stuff? What if they just, like, want a bunker or, like, a place to be? That's what people think the 6 stories underground
just
is, like
an emergency hideout or something. Interesting.
Yeah. And then they said,
know nothing about the Illuminati.
I don't either. They said the barbed wire is around the airport. Usually it faces out to keep people out, but it faces in as if it's, like, keep people inside. Which I'm like, I don't know.
weird.
Also, who knows if that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then, one last thing. I think this is a big stretch. But people claim that the way that the layout of the runways is in the symbol of a swastika. I don't know. I think they were just trying to be efficient with their space and the runways, but here's a picture of it from I see how people think that too. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I see it.
But also it's like, well, what does every airport look like from a bird's eye view though? What if they all look kind of similar?
I have no idea. I mean, I always forget how large airports are. My goodness.
I know. It is a very big airport. They said it's bigger than the whole bigger than the whole city of Manhattan. I don't know. Some city.
It's just really big.
It's huge.
Isn't it like one of the biggest airports in like the U.S.?
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up.
Long line.
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah. So just weird. I think the weirdest thing for me is just that plaque with like a time. Like what are you gonna?
That's the only part where I'm like, huh? Like the pictures, like now they just make sense. Like to me, I was like, I understand why it's there. It's still a weird place to have art like that, but like, you know.
Yeah.
Runway, yeah, a little bit of a stretch. I see what they mean, but like, you know. But yeah, weird. That does intrigue me.
Yeah. Very odd.
Interesting.
And I got a lot of my info from skeptoid.com. That's another
classy.
that I use. Yeah. Okay.
Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Should we take a break?
Yeah.
And then we'll come back with mine. Alright, we're back. And now it's my turn.
Yay!
So I'm going to be talking about some of the conspiracy theories surrounding the assassination of JFK. So yeah, I guess I'll just get started. There's just like a few theories out there about like the assassination, like the motives behind it, or like just how it happened exactly. So just some background, just because I feel like it's not as talked about nowadays as probably it used to be. I remember going to Dallas when I was like 7 and like going to like the museum and like seeing this spot and stuff. But JFK, John F. Kennedy, he was the president at the time. I think people knew that. He was assassinated on November 22nd, 1963, in the Dealey Plaza. He was shot, and then he died in, I believe, the Parkland Hospital in Dallas, Texas. Not too far from where we are. He was there to kind of unite support amongst like the Democrats in Texas, and like I think like a week before, or like a few months before, someone else had like a political person had been like attacked. So like it was kind of before he like was in like Dallas, he knew it was already kind of like there was some political unrest there. So at around 12:30 p.m. The motorcade was in Dealey Plaza and there were gunshots heard. The bullets struck his neck and head, and he like fell forward. I believe it also hit his driver, and then he was taken to the hospital.
Wait, so did his driver die, or was he just injured?
I think he was just injured. Someone else was shot. See, now I don't even have that written down. Like another political person was also shot, like around or in the car, but he survived.
Okay.
JFK, as we know, unfortunately did not survive. That same day, Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested. He was working in the building, or had just gotten a job in the building from which they believe the gunfire had come from.
The orange building?
I think it's orange. It's like a book building.
I went one time.
Like
we went. My dad is from Dallas, and a lot of his family lives there. And when I was little, we went and took a tour.
Yeah.
And they let us like stand in the spot that.
I think I did too.
It's like, why was I standing in this spot?
It's weird. I mean, I understand it's something important to know, but like, and then a few days later, like 2 days later, I think on November 24th, Lee Harvey Oswald was being transported to a new, I guess, like jail and he was shot Sunday morning by Jack Ruby, who was a nightclub owner, on live TV. Which I guess JFK being shot was probably also on live TV, right? I'm sure they were.
Because they were filming him, right? In the car and like...
Yeah. Weird. It's weird to think of like those crazy things that happen on live TV.
I know.
Anyways, so that's just kind of the background, but there's like speculation about like the motives behind why he was assassinated. So there's a few different theories going around. One of them, which like isn't as crazy or like out there, it's just that there were multiple gunmen. Which would have been Oswald. I wrote Oswald. I'm pretty sure it's Oswald. Oswald, and there was a second guy on the grassy knoll, which I guess amongst people who talk about this conspiracy theory a lot, the grassy knoll is like a known area that that was there. There's a lot going on here. The reason this theory kind of became so popular is the House of Representatives in 1976 voted to create the Select Committee on Assassinations, and they reopened like the case or whatever, and their findings at the end of that was like that they thought maybe there was a second gunman, because there was like a police report that someone thought they heard like multiple shots, like more than what they had thought, but like in recent years they like went back and listened to that recording, and like sound specialists like realized just like from like reverberation stuff, it makes it sound like there's more than one gunshot, which I think I've heard before on like I think it was on an episode of Monk that I became familiar with that.
Good old Monk.
So while I'm saying a lot, I'm really sorry.
I didn't even notice.
I'm very nervous.
You're doing
so
great.
that one's just kind of interesting. Nothing crazy. I mean, I wouldn't say that's impossible that there was a second gunman. I don't know. You know, we obviously don't know because Lee Harvey Oswald didn't really say anything on it because he was murdered.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the second gunman wouldn't come out if there was one. So.
Wait, do we know who shot Lee Harvey Oswald?
Yeah, Jack Ruby. I said that.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So there's another conspiracy theory that it was this man with an umbrella, a black umbrella, shot him with like a tranquilizer like through the end of his umbrella, and that like immobilized Kennedy so that Oswald or like the other gunman could make like the kill shot. Because there's like a picture of a guy I think with like a black umbrella, and like there's eyewitnesses that like I don't know, he was giving off a bad vibe or something. But the guy, Louis Stephen Witt, in 1978 came forward and was like, I was the guy with the umbrella. It wasn't a weapon. I was just gonna use it to like heckle John F. Kennedy. I think that's the right word. I guess because it was like a nod to Kennedy's dad's like involvement with a previous prime minister of the UK who was like a Nazi sympathizer or something like that, and so he was kind of showing like I don't support, or like, you know, kind of like bringing that to light.
No, it's a creepy picture. The guy
with the
umbrella.
I didn't even see it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, why can't
yeah, it's just a guy with an umbrella, though. You know what I mean?
It's so eerie. It just looks like something from like The Conjuring or something.
So, that was kind of the end of that conspiracy theory. It's kind of been debunked. I mean, I'm sure there's people that still believe it, but then there's this whole conspiracy theory, which, in my personal opinion, is the more believable one. That just like American officials were in some way involved. Because as I've grown up, I've come to realize the government is not as great and as trusting as you think it is.
Illuminati.
Because literally no one knows what the CIA does, which is really weird. I mean, we don't even need to go into that. That could be a whole nother episode. But, so, there's just like a conspiracy theory that in some way they were involved. There was a theory that the driver of the car actually shot JFK. Like, in some videos, I think the quality is just so poor that it almost looks like maybe that's what happened. But in, like, clear videos, that's clearly not what happened. Then there's this conspiracy theory that LBJ had him killed. Right, so at the time, Lyndon Baines Johnson, making another appearance in the podcast, was his vice president. And so some people speculate that he wanted to be president, and so he had JFK killed. And
imagine that. You can't trust your vice president.
Yeah. Mike Pence?
I would rather him be in office than
I don't know who.
he who must not be named.
I don't know if I want anyone in office anymore. But anyways, President Nixon is quoted saying, I don't know if this is a reliable quote. I found it on a website. I will put it in the description if I can find it again. Nixon is quoted as saying, Lyndon and I both wanted to be president. The difference was I wouldn't kill for it. I don't know if that's true.
That could just be Nixon.
That could just be Nixon pulling stuff out of his butt.
Already
which
not
I'm
a
sure
great
he
guy.
did all the time. Yeah, which I think we've both come to learn. Can't think of a president where I'm like, you're just a really good person.
It seems like there's always other motives.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You know, it's a job, right? At this point, it's become a job. I don't think it was really supposed to be the job that it's become, but...
I think the saddest thing I learned was, like, Abe Lincoln, like, his real reasons for, like, emancipating slaves was, like, not really for the slaves.
I mean, he's quoted as saying, like, if there was a way to keep the Union together without freeing the slaves, I would have done it. Which is, yeah, kind of, like, as a kid, you learn, like, he's a good man.
Awesome.
And then, you know, you come to find...
That's why you gotta teach the truth.
Yep.
From the beginning.
Well, education, Spitfire...
Yep.
We gotta teach all sides of history, not just the
Bias.
rich white man perspective.
Don't read those textbooks.
But anyways, so this is where things actually get interesting. For the most part, there's not really any evidence to suggest that LBJ had him killed. I don't know. We'll see. So, 2 months before the assassination, Oswald took a trip to Mexico City, I think for like 2.5 weeks. No one really knows what he was doing there. He had lived in the Soviet Union for 2.5 years, so like he already had some like connections to like the Soviet Union or like Cuban spies. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm saying all of these things correctly. If you know a lot about this, you can email me and I will read it because I do find it interesting. So there's speculation that he was in Mexico City to like meet with Soviet Union like agents or like receive orders on like the assassination attempt. Which I don't know. I guess from what I could tell from my research, like there was nothing to necessarily disprove that, but there was also no evidence to prove it. So it's just kind of like up in the air. Like I don't know.
Could have just been like on vacation.
Yeah, like people who like speculate about like the different conspiracies around this assassination, that's kind of the genuinely like murky part where everyone's like, I don't know what he was doing there.
Well, I will add, like, even if he wasn't, you know, sent by the government or whatever to assassinate him, to plan the assassination of a president on your own, I'm sure takes a lot of time. And I don't think that he would just be going to Mexico City for fun 2 weeks before, like, this big event, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I would think he'd been planning it for months and months. And that if he's going to Mexico City, there's something going on there, like, that ties to it.
Yeah, right? And, like, I don't know. Just, from what I read, it also seemed like the government already kind of knew about Lee Harvey Oswald and that, like, he was just someone they were watching.
Okay.
Not that they necessarily suspected him of doing this. But some people think the U.S. government didn't plan it, but they kind of knew it was going to happen and just kind of let it happen.
Because they were watching him?
Yeah, I guess. They, like, kind of had intel.
Did he have, like, they had intel. I was going to say, why were they?
I think because, like, he had been, like, kind of almost like a celebrity, like, infamous for being an American defector. Is that the right word?
I don't know.
They said defector. I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
But, like, he was just kind of known, I think, for, like, having connections to like Soviet Russia, which of course at the time, 1960s, that's kind of a big deal to the government. So
yeah. Well, what if the government didn't really like JFK, you know?
I mean, I'm sure there's people in the government who didn't like him. I don't think he was actually that popular of a candidate, right?
No, because he was like, wasn't he more of like a man of like the people and kind of
standing up? He was more encouraging of like supporting like the civil rights movement.
That's what I thought,
and stuff like that.
And so what if the government, this is a different conspiracy, what if the government, like, you know, didn't want to give that support to like the civil rights movement, you know?
Yeah.
They kind of wanted to like keep white people on top, and so like,
I mean,
they knew. What if
sense.
like they just kind of knew about this plan of the assassination, and so they're just like, maybe
there are some people that really think like officials knew and just kind of let it happen. But allegedly, Oswald talked to or had communication with Valery Kostikov. I'm not sure I said that right, but he was a KGB officer, and he also worked for KGB's Department 13, which is described as the department that deals with sabotage and assassination. But that's alleged, so we don't even know if that really happened. But yeah, so like that's kind of interesting. But then a bunch of people bring up like, so the Soviet Union and like the Cuban government preferred to work with JFK over LBJ, right? And if you're gonna assassinate the president, you know what happens next. The vice president takes over.
Yeah.
So like they wouldn't have really wanted that because LBJ was much harder to work with. JFK was, I guess, a lot easier to work with. So, I mean, that kind of debunks most of that.
What if there was a plan to kill LBJ too, but it never worked?
Jumbo got in the way.
Jumbo, this is my prerogative.
So that was just kind of interesting.
Very interesting.
I mean, there's a lot of different things out there. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not sure what my opinion on it is.
Yeah.
I believe my family's a big watcher of the X-Files, and I do believe there's an episode that supports the idea that the government was behind it and that they didn't want JFK as president anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad that if that's the case, that's just their solution.
Mm-hmm.
Just
well, awesome. Like the thing is, like Harvey Oswald was murdered like 2 days later. Like they didn't really, I guess, get a lot out of him.
Yeah.
So like it
could have been
the one government. Person who maybe would have known all the connections was murdered. So
yeah, I mean, it could have been the government. Like, we want to keep him quiet.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to do that is to just get rid of him. The government terrifies me.
Scary, so scary. The things they can do.
I know.
My family watched, I think it's called The Report.
Mm-hmm.
About like all of the torture that they were doing, like I think in the CIA, like to presumed terrorists, like they weren't even necessarily always known as, like actually known to have done like terrorist attacks. And it was some of the scenes were so hard to watch. The idea that we can dehumanize such a large population of people, that we can do that to them because we feel like it's okay. It's scary. I mean, obviously, like, terrorist attacks are terrible, but, like, to just assume someone's a terrorist and just, like, do that kind of stuff to them. Really interesting movie. I would recommend watching it.
Okay, cool.
And it was about a guy in the government trying to, like, unearth all this stuff and be like, there's crazy stuff that goes on that the American people either don't know about or it's very sugar-coated.
Did he die?
No.
Did they kill him?
I believe he's still alive.
I hate that when people just disappear.
That stuff's weird.
I know. It's
people
sad.
Like disappear without like a trace.
Like look at Epstein. You know, I feel like it's like widely believed that he was about to expose a ton of rich people.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, and then he died. And how do you successfully commit suicide when you're on suicide watch in a prison?
Yeah.
You know, if they really wanted to keep him alive, they would have.
And then the
Maxine?
Judge,
oh, yes.
Presiding over like his case, her husband and her son, I think, were murdered. Yeah. Like, come on.
It's awful. It doesn't just happen, you know?
Yeah. It just reminds you of how much power rich people have. And it's really sad that they have so much power that they can just have someone killed who's like...
just to, like, protect themselves.
Yeah.
Well, there's that lady that Epstein... it was like his partner in crime during all those years. I forget her name. Maxine?
I thought it was like Ghislaine.
The short, like the black-haired lady.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
If you're like up to date with the case, you would know. So she got arrested. I think she's still alive.
I think so. I think they like keep moving her
around. Yeah, I want them to release all those people, like release the names.
Yeah.
Of people.
I think this is something we've talked about before. It's really upsetting how much people are protected, especially in like Hollywood.
Yes.
Like the fact that in some ways a lot less serious, but like Ellen DeGeneres apparently is like a total
the worst. Yeah,
a terrible person. And like
articles.
It's sad to think like, and for years like people loved her show.
I thought
and, like,
she was
no
great.
one talked about it. Yeah.
So what exactly happened with that? Because I'm not really like up to date. I don't really know.
I don't know a whole lot, but like apparently she just made like the work environment like toxic. Okay. She was like not nice. I mean, more than not nice. That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
And just like a horrible boss, and like people have come out that have like worked with her and said like she was just terrible to work with, and she made everyone just like feel terrible. And someone said like they were on an episode where they were told like everyone in the audience gets this, and then when they like ended the episode, they're like, we actually don't have that. We just wanted to get your reaction.
Oh,
right?
I'd be mad.
It makes me mad. I mean, this is clearly less serious than like child pornography rings, but like that people are so protected in Hollywood, and it's just really upsetting because like, and you inevitably let other people get hurt when you don't talk about these things openly. I understand like in some ways, right? Clearly trying to talk about it can get you killed.
Yeah. But
I think it's disappointing, and I've never been in the situation, but to feel like you're not protecting any other people because you're scared you're going to lose your place in like society. And I think the dignity of human life is always more important than keeping your place in society. Like you can probably come back from not being a famous actor anymore, right?
Yeah.
Millions of people aren't. And we're doing okay.
And I'm sure you have a lot of money already.
You know, children don't necessarily come back from child like sex trafficking rings and stuff like that. Like
that's your whole life.
It's insane.
Life as you know it is taken from you. It is awful. And you know, there's like all these pictures of like Trump and Epstein who were in the same groups back in the 90s, early 2000s. It really makes you think like, what was he gonna say that got him killed? Even
if you didn't like participate, right? If you knew about it and you didn't talk about
just
it,
as
like,
guilty.
That's messed up, right?
I mean, people get arrested for that in murder cases. It's like, you are guilty by association.
I don't like the idea of like, oh, you know, we just tell people like stay away from that person. Like, but like you need to be more open about this, right? Like with the Chris D'Elia stuff that like came out, and a lot of female comedians said like they had been told by like other male comedians like, oh, just kind of stay away from him. Like, why is that? Why don't we talk about this more openly? Right?
I don't know. That really broke my heart. I was a big Chris D'Elia fan, and it's like totally blindsided me. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And it just kind of makes you realize like you can't trust like especially these big celebrities just because they seem great on screen
like you
time.
don't know them personally.
That is a small fraction of what you're seeing of them. And just everybody, not even celebrities.
A lot of times they have the money to cover up when they've done bad things, right? It's just kind of crazy.
It's sad. I don't want to get rich and famous.
No, not like that.
A lady of the people.
A lady of the people.
Real quick, I want to read. I forgot I had this website that kind of like explains things about the airport. There's one part. If you want to read the whole thing, it's called denverpost.com, and it's the guide to the Denver International Airport conspiracy theories. So they explain the theories, the history, and then the facts. So just because the plaque one freaks me out so much, I'll kind of debunk it a little bit, or like read their explanation for it, which, you know, it's like, who's writing it? You never know. But so the Freemasons, a centuries-old secret society, this is the theory, has controlled the airport ever since it opened, with ties to the New World Order, a group of global elites who wield power over international affairs. And so the history is that a dedication plaque at the airport's south entrance, dated March 19th, 1994, contains a time capsule and bears the symbol of the Freemasons, as well as a reference to the New World Airport Commission. And then quote-unquote strange markings have also been noted around the airport, supposedly indicating secret or alien languages. Because, you know, there's also the thing about alien people, or lizard people, like the Illuminati and like all this crazy stuff. So this is what they say the facts are. So while the Freemasons are a legitimate fraternal and historically cloistered organization with civic ties to the airport's dedication, there is no evidence to suggest they have a hand in ongoing planning or decision making at the civilian facility. Anti-Masonic conspiracies that date back more than a century were clearly dusted off and updated in advance of 2020's apocalypse fever. Remember that? 2012, everyone thought the Mayan calendar. The time capsule, to be opened in 2094, contains coins, a signed opening day ball from Coors Field, Mayor Wellington Webb's sneakers, and a few Black Hawk Casino tokens, among other items. The New World Airport Commission was named by Charles Ansbacher, an arts advocate who died in 2010. The name is a reference to, I don't know this word, Dvorak's New World Symphony.
No idea.
According to a 2007 Westworld article, and the commission was created only to orchestrate DIA's opening festivities. The strange markings are Navajo language characters in reference to other airport artists. So it's just like, I don't know, believe what you want, but I think that artist had just made up that name. I don't know if it really, has any ties to that thing.
Yeah.
But if you want to read the rest of this website, this article, go for it. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. We'll leave, links in the description to, all the stuff we referenced today.
Yeah.
And a little segue, there will be a link to our Redbubble.
Yeah.
If you would like to support this podcast, at this point, now that we've recorded so many episodes, money has gone into this. We are trying to support this, so if you would also like to support us, you can order stuff off of our Redbubble. Even if it's just a small sticker, putting that on your water bottle, if people ask you about it, that kind of stuff helps us get more listeners, and that gives us the support we need to continue recording episodes, because that would be really nice. We would like this to go somewhere. On top of that, always gotta shout myself out. If you would like to check out my Etsy, search 2/3 cat. Those are all words spelled out, no hyphen. On Etsy, I guess I could also leave a link in the description. I've been putting a lot of work into that. Thank you to the listeners, who you are, who have supported my Etsy. I really appreciate it. We appreciate all the emails, so email us if you have anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions for other episodes.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theories that you either believe in or just find interesting, at uncommonthoughtspodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
And I think that's it.
Also, real quick, if you can, give any donations or just prayers or thoughts to Lebanon, who had the really big explosion in their capital. It's just the before and after pictures they're really heartbreaking. And seeing videos of people who were so close and just that shockwave that hit, it really looks like a war, just bombs exploded. Is awful.
Yeah, it
so
is.
Keep them in your thoughts, and we can try to help them out if we can. But yeah,
I think
that's all I got.
We will see you next week. We will talk to you next week.
Yes.
All right. Bye.
Bye.